But speaking of Curry, the question is, if the Warriors do it, they make it to the finals and they beat the Celtics or Heat, which is very possible. They're actually now Warriors left are my favorite to win the title. I think that's possible, especially the way Celtics have been struggling against the Heat.
Yeah, I don't think that's a hot take by any means.
No.
I mean, I would take the field. I would say either Miami or Boston, but I think it's a toss-up between all three still.
Yep. I don't think the Mavericks can turn it around, but what the Warriors have done to the Mavericks is proof of concept that they're like, oh yeah, we're still that Warriors team. We just took a 2-year break because of obviously injuries. But if he makes
pulled it back together.
Yeah. So if they make it to the finals and they win, you have to assume Steph Curry's finally going to get that MVP. I mean, something crazy could happen and Wiggins could lock down Jason Tatum the entire series, and then they just do another Andre Iguodala and give it to him. We'll see. I doubt that would ever happen. But if that happens, is Steph Curry a top 10 player of all time? That'd be 4 rings, 1 Finals MVP, 2 MVPs. I can go through everything. I mean, obviously best shooter of all time, 8-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA type player, 2-time shooting 3-point contest. So is he a top 10 of all time if he does this?
Well, I think it certainly has him at the door, so it makes us wonder who goes out, because if he's top 10, someone goes out. So that's kind of the debate we got to have, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and everyone has their own top 10.
Let's hear yours.
Oh, my top 10. I should have wrote it down. I don't know why I didn't write it down. So, I mean, MJ's obviously MJ, LeBron, Kareem. I have Wilt in there. Let's talk. Tim Duncan is in my top 10. Magic, Bird.
Bill
Russell's in there. Kobe's in there. And then it's tough.
Then there's, did you say Wilt?
I had Wilt.
So Shaq. Wilt and Shaq.
I would.
Was Shaq the last one?
Yeah, Shaq was the last one for me. He would push Kobe out, and I know that's pretty taboo, but for me, I think he would push Kobe out. 4 rings, 2 MVPs, especially if I don't know if he can win another MVP, but there's a lot. I mean, he's gonna make at least 2 or 3 more All-Star teams. He's gonna probably finish at 11 or 12 All-Star teams. I think he would push Kobe out, and I think that'd be 4 rings, man. 4 rings.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I think that is probably what most people would think too, but most people won't say it. I think that's certainly possible. I don't know who else would get bumped out. Like Larry Bird, maybe, but it's like he's too historic for the game. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you could talk Larry Bird. I could the argument on how short his career was because of his back injuries. Some people would argue he pushes Magic Johnson out because Magic Johnson was never a good shooter. People forget about that. He was a super good playmaker, obviously a dynamic scorer, but he had his own issues and he was good at. And you could say that he was great because he played with Kareem and James Worthy, etc. And he didn't get the individual awards like Larry Bird did. So there's arguments either of them. You could say, I don't know what the argument against Tim Duncan is because they're such different players, Steph Curry and Tim Duncan, where you can't. It's much like apples to oranges, which you can compare apples to oranges. Tim Duncan's
definitely
just totally different.
Still top 10 because he's above most of those other guys, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I do think he would be in the top 10 in my top 10 if he did that. I think Kobe would be pushed out just because everything mad. If I did have to make a top 5 in point guard, but he would be the best. I would take him.
Who's your top 5 of all time?
Well, top 5 in order are MJ, LeBron, Kareem. That's tough. I would say Wilt is my 4, and I understand all the arguments, but he has records that will never be built, and I mean beat, and he did that stuff. And then 5 is probably Shaq. That's 3 centers, but still, I mean they did it, you know.
I think Bill Russell's ahead of both those guys. I mean,
yeah.
He had 11 championships in 13 seasons. Like, you could say, like, oh, it was a long time ago, blah, blah, but it's like he played against still crazy good players. Like,
Bob
that's
Cousy.
insane dominance.
He had Bob Cousy. What are you talking about? Bob Cousy's the GOAT.
Yeah,
That guy.
Bob Cousy the other day said he snapped back at JJ Redick.
Yeah, that's amazing that he can still talk.
He's like 96.
Yeah, that poor guy. But I don't think he would be. I mean, for him to be in my top 5, he would have to win another MVP and another championship, assuming he wins this championship. That's 5 rings and 3 MVPs. That's really hard to argue against. The accolades are there, but does he make your top 10? If assuming he makes Finals MVP and another championship this season. Because he probably already has an NBA.
I think he's top 10. Yeah, I would say so. And I would probably bump out. Kobe. I mean, I don't know who else can really be bumped out here.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe has the most missed shots of all time in the NBA. that's one of the worst percentage for a Finals MVP.
Turn to a shit. Like, are we allowed to talk negatively about Kobe yet? I can't tell if it's enough times passed. It's like everybody acts like it's just like, oh, hands off that.
Yeah, maybe we wait till after 2K24 because that's probably be the album cover. So I think that's when it's okay. So once 2K25 comes around, that'll be when it's okay to make fun of Kobe.
Make fun? No, jeez.
Real question.
No, I don't mean make fun. I just mean like
I was making fun of Kobe.
Like I just mean like, you know, say anything negatively.
Yeah.
Maybe the fact that that he choked a woman in a hotel. No, we won't get it.
2025. That's when we can talk about this. You heard it here. Right. As soon as it turns 2025, we'll make a topic of shitting on Kobe. But okay, so the next question is he all NBA first team this season, Steph Curry, or is he second team, or does he fall third? I think minimum second. I mean, I understand he missed some time, but he wasn't that started the season off and still played like 60 games. Started off in the MVP, leading the MVP race this season. Is he? What guard played better than him? Maybe Luka. Luka makes all NBA first team.
Yeah, I mean, John Morant possibly.
You can give him on games played. John Morant did play well. I would say at least a second team. If I would put him on my second team. I would have Devin Booker and Luka Doncic in first team for my guards.
I mean, I feel like Luka Doncic definitely needs to be first team All NBA. I mean, he almost averaged a triple double this year.
Yeah, definitely. And he was. It's not a Russell Westbrook triple double where he was winning, 4th seed. You know. So it wasn't just empty.
No, it wasn't empty. He's actually pulled them ahead too. So it's like the vote or the vote is quality. Oh, hold on. I gotta plug in my computer here. It's buffering.
No worries. Yeah, I think he would share second team guard with John Morant for me in my book. So if he, and then that's just another thing. He's just all NBA second team. Add that, and now that would be second team. That's 8 all NBA nominations.
Yeah, I mean that would be awesome. He's already built such a great career, regardless of those early seasons where we didn't know if he was going to have a great career because he had so many ankle surgeries and injuries. And it was just, it was kind of looking dire for my guy. But I mean, the pure dominance we've seen since that has been insane. And, I expect if they win a championship this year that the flowers are going to be immense. And I think being top 10 takes a little more, than just the great talent too. I think like people just love Steph Curry of this generation too. So like, we're the ones who get to decide who's top 10. So like we want top 10, like that's who it'll be.
Yeah.
And I think he's certainly worthy. So
yeah.
Yo, it's Alec here with Strictly Ball Business. Make sure to subscribe and view our next video that pops up in your queue.